What's up, Bronco fans? Our first ever edition of the Santa Clara University Professor Spotlight, and we're lucky enough to be joined by Michael Whalen, communications professor with an emphasis in TV production here at Santa Clara University. And Mike, a Santa Clara graduate yourself, was that part of the reason for coming back to campus here to teach?
Yeah, absolutely. When they built the new building here and the new facility, I got a call from some of the people in the administration asking to bring somebody in who had experience making films. So I spent a couple of years just coming up during my hiatus when my shows that I work on, which is basically the spring quarter, what wasn't going on, and liked it. And then a full-time position opened up in about 2003, so I decided it'd be a blast to get back here and come back to Northern California where I grew up. So
absolutely. And before you came to Santa Clara, you had an opportunity to work in the TV industry. I noticed you worked for Cops, a show I watched, of course, in my teenage days. But what was it like getting an opportunity to work in that television industry, especially with some maybe high-stress shows like Cops?
It was great. You know, it's a phenomenal learning experience. It was working in Hollywood is fun. It's a blast. I was a freelance writer, producer, director, which meant I never stayed on one show for too long. So it seemed like every 4 or 5 months I was on to a different show, which is like a new job, which is really nice. Mm-hmm. Nothing gets stale. A show like Cops is brilliant because from a filmmaking standpoint, you learn a lot real quick. Because as I tell people, there's no second takes in Cops. So you learn, wow, what's the story here? What coverage do I need to go? Where am I going to? Because I have to film it once. I have one shot at it. So me and my crew of 2 people, ran around in the back of police cars and helicopters, chasing bad guys and filming. It was a blast. It was not something I'd want to do on a regular basis, but a year of it was okay. I think the final end for me was just one day. A couple cops got shot one day in LA. It was all in LA. I was embedded with LAPD, and one day when I'm going to work and I'm putting on my bulletproof vest because we wore vests, it just dawned on me. It's like, man, I'm putting on a bulletproof vest to go to work, and decided there was probably safer ways to earn a living in film.
Well, as you made your transition to maybe more relaxed profession of teaching, what's been your favorite part working with the kids here at Santa Clara University?
I think working with young people in film, the best part is that their young minds, their imaginations spur you to be a better teacher, but also a better filmmaker. So there's a lot of back and forth. It's not, I don't feel like I'm, teaching something where I'm just like, you guys have no knowledge and I'm just giving you something and it's great. There's a lot of back and forth. And so I really appreciate the creative process that seems to be, uninhibited here. In Hollywood, it's a little more jaded. It's not as free flowing, and everybody here feels, creative. I can do anything, and that's a great vibe.
Yeah, Santa Clara University, of course, a history of successful soccer teams. And recently, I know you were wrapping up finishing Gringos at the Gate, a documentary about the Mexican-United States soccer rivalry. And for our audience who maybe be interested in getting an opportunity to view the screening, what's that documentary really about?
Well, first and foremost, it's about the rivalry between the U.S. and Mexico men's soccer team, which is intense, insane, out of this world, one of a kind in international soccer. There is no rivalry like it. If you're into sports or into rivalries, you'll love it. If you're into soccer, you'll love it. But then we use the sport, we use the rivalry to actually kind of look at the predicament that Mexican Americans are in the United States today, kind of that idea of where do your allegiances lie. So we ask the question, who do you root for? If you're a Mexican American, do you root for the US, do you root for Mexico? And it starts this very, very strongly opinionated cultural and political and social discussion. And so we use it as a way to get into that discussion without being, while still making the film fun to watch.
Well, and of course, I know, as you said, you're a big soccer guy with the Olympics just around the corner. Will your focus be on the pitch, or will there be some other sports you'll be checking out?
No, it's right now. It's all. I just came back from this morning. I watched the U.S. women beat France 4-2. And then the men's tournament starts next week. And I know when international soccer's on, my focus goes right to international soccer. It's so amazing. It's such an amazing, and that's, when for Gringos at the Gate, when we were down, I got to watch U.S.-Mexico in Azteca in Mexico City, 110,000 people in this cement stadium. and it's the only stadium in the world that's hosted 2 World Cup finals. It's like the most amazing place to watch. So yeah, Americans don't understand sporting spectaculars until you go to a World Cup match, and then you understand what rivalries and what international sports is all about.
Well, Mike, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us for the first ever edition of SCU Professor Spotlight. And for our audience out there, we hope you tune in to look forward to future editions of SCU Professor Spotlight. For Mike Whalen, I'm John Nash for SantaClaraBroncos.com.